Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jeremy and I am playing Julian, Trust No One, Illix.
I am Ellie, playing Archi?
Question mark?
Question mark?
I am Aaron, playing Sam.
Question mark?
This is Jeff playing Jerr Lan.
And this is John playing Chine North.
And I'm Jordan, playing Trust Me, GM.
Never.
No.
We've done that before
And paid for it.
and didn't end well.
Show me an example.
Terra Proximus.
Angel's Guard.
Elements of war.
Question mark?
So previously, you all got to the animal preserve. You got some rooms. Jerr was put into isolation. Katari was put into isolation. Archie was put into
The world.
non-isolation.
The computer system.
And that's about it. There was a lot of suspicion.
Sam and Chimer
Wandering
touring the facilities.
Without a guide.
Julian wants to take part in an exorcism.
All right,
So
where
to
do we?
speak.
Murder, you mean?
Where do we?
Well,
I'm okay with that murder.
Who wants to go first? So Julian,
yes.
since you're the one who raised your hand while everybody else said nosies, what would you like to do?
Julian was following along to where they were going to take the cylinder to do with it whatever needed to be done. Because he wants to, one, yes, he would like to learn how elementals actually cease to exist. And also he wants to know what's happening with this cylinder and not just turn it over to somebody and not actually know what's going to be done with it.
Okay. Sarani was with you all at this point.
Yes.
You said for at least the time being because Sarani and Bear needed to become their own thing.
Yes.
And not Sarani Bear. Or Bearani.
So, they take you into the elemental section? No, they take you into the android section. And they take you to a room where there's a chair in the middle. Bear hops up into the chair. And powers down. They bring in a second body. Actually, they bring in two bodies. One bear-sized. You think that's what Bear would look like if he had a face?
Well, we've seen it, apparently.
Yes.
Walking through and seeing the other models that look like...
Yes. A young boy model and an older woman model. Not as old as Sarani was when you knew her.
Okay.
And both of these are green. And they open up the port behind the ear. They bring a couple of computers in. A tech sits down and jacks them into the computer. And then two cables leading from the computer to each of the bodies. They begin working on the computers. Numbers and letters and gibberish roll across the screen. And Bear's body goes limp.
Faceless Bear.
Faceless Bear. The bear you know. Takes a few moments, but then you can start seeing the progress bars that you always see when software is downloading. You can see two progress bars downloading simultaneously. One is moving slower than the other. That finishes. They just keep working. They're just kind of letting you stand off in the corner unless you want to interact with them, with the technicians.
I'm just watching. Do they take a similar core out of bear and to put it into new bear?
Yes, they take it out and they put it in the other body. But then they also bring in a secondary core that they put into Serrani's.
Okay.
They begin the uploading process to the bodies, uploading the core software. And when that finishes, they actually plug them into what looks like a large power supply. And they're like, well, that's that.
So is there somebody that looks like they're in charge there, since looks like they're just going to be plugged in and powering for a
Yes.
while?
Mm-hmm.
Julian's going to, at that point, seeing like doesn't look like anything else is going on. He's going to walk up to the technicians like, excuse me.
Yes.
Before, when this old body had both Serrani and Bear in it, Serrani was going to take me to a place where this core that we have frozen that has a subjugator in it could be dealt with. What's up with that? How's that being dealt with?
You can tell that they look very hesitant to talk to you about this particular matter. At this point, I wish you had told me that before, because then we could have talked to her. But now that she's in the powering phase, that can't be interrupted.
Okay. I mean, I don't get that, but that sort of makes sense to me. I mean, I don't get it because this is new to me. I don't understand.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't agree with it.
You must understand that this is a rather sensitive subject. We don't get many subjugators coming through here.
Well, I mean, you got at least 2 others as guests right now.
But this is not something that's common.
I understand.
And the issue of one that is in this particular situation, removed in a canister, that's not. We're going to have to figure some things out and see if we can involve them
Well, I am involved.
further.
I'm letting you know I am in possession of this canister right now, and I'm coming to you because Serrani told me you had a way to deal with these things. Do you or do you not? Or do I need to take
No,
this
we
canister
do.
elsewhere?
Well, we definitely have ways of dealing with it. But there are some things that are sensitive.
Let me just put it to you this way. This particular elemental has caused problems where we come from. So I'm not willing to handing it over to anybody, not knowing what is going to become of this elemental. Because we thought this elemental was taken care of and has shown up again. If I hand it to somebody that says they're going to take care of it and it shows up again, that's a problem. I just want to be sure that this is actually taken care of and this is not a problem again in the future.
I'm more concerned about the procedures than whether or not it's going to be a problem in the future. There are things that humans shouldn't see.
You meaning that there are things that elementals don't want humans to know?
Do you want the elementals to know everything about you, how you handle things?
From my experience, they do. They have ways to manipulate, to access everything there is about humans.
That's why they're called subjugators.
Mm-hmm. From what Serrani explained to me, coexisters and subjugators are at odds,
Yes.
opposing ways of living with humanity.
Right.
So you, as a coexister, probably would more align yourselves with humanity as allies, correct?
Yes.
So as a human, fortunately, that cannot be occupied by an elemental, I agree with that sentiment that it should be an alliance and not a subservient relationship.
Let's put it in these terms. Where are you from? North Belisara?
Yes.
Let's say that North Belisara was at war with Centauro.
We are.
Oh, good. Then this will make a lot of sense. And let's say that, the animal preserve, we are a third party in this situation.
Fair enough.
Would we, as the third party, have any kind of say in how the humans deal with other humans of warring factions?
If it were that clear cut, no. But it's not that clear cut. Because let's say the Centaurans are coming and using your people to fight the North Belisarians. Now your people should have a say. Correct?
If only we saw it that way.
Well, I can tell you, there are humans that see it that way.
All I can do is I can approach the higher-ups that are dealing with this. I can only look and see if they will allow you to be a part of the process. You might need to make a petition,
I can most certainly do that.
but at this point I can't make any kind of decisions on that way, and I'm leaning against it. Because what would happen is not pretty.
All right, so let me know who I need to make that petition to. And it's done.
First, I need to see if they're willing to take a petition. At this point, I would suggest that you, now that you can see that your compatriots are on the road to recovery, I would suggest that you go back to your dormitory and wait. I'll even let you keep the canister.
Do you have a unit that can be in that dormitory for cold storage?
We can bring one to you.
That would be preferred. Is there someone that can show me the way to where we are staying?
Yes, absolutely. As you're leaving, lights shift from like a natural shading to like danger red, like the lighting in the hallways.
Okay.
Jerr would see it because you're in the same facility.
Yes.
Sam and
We were wandering around the dormitory building.
right, so you're not at the hospital.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see anything. You start hearing like an alert going off, and you hear footsteps as a group of androids go rushing by. We need to get any other proxies that came in with the group.
Someone saying that to Julian, or they
No.
saying that?
It's like you hear that as people are going by.
He's gonna ask the person that's escorting him. He's like, "What's that about? Why are they after
I
the
don't
people that came in with our group?"
I don't know.
And Julian's gonna turn and run with the group.
Okay, you run with the
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
as soon as he didn't get an answer from the one person, he's like, "Oh, I'm going with the people that actually look like they know what they're doing."
okay. Sam and Chine.
We're looking for a place to learn how to swim.
Yeah, just kind of wandering and seeing the world.
All this is brand new to me, so.
As Julian is running, he's gonna try and find Sam.
Jake.
He's trying to find Sam.
Well, Shade.
Okay.
Well, it's impossible, but let's go for it. $18. I did not get it.
What was your target number?
My target number is 24.
So you didn't
So-
get the power.
No, I
My interpretation was that it was Sam was being washed out by all the other air
no,
elementals.
I can't even detect
Understood.
the elementals in the area.
Understood.
If I were to detect, then
You can
Then you could
isolate.
pinpoint it.
I possibly, because I know Shade. And last time it was also explained that Julian has learned the distinction and can sense the difference in a android
That's
bonded
true.
elemental and a human bonded elemental. Alright, he's just following the group then.
Okay.
Alright, back to Chime.
This sounds like it will be a fun, pleasant, slice of life pastoral scene.
Okay.
So you go looking for a place to swim.
You're wandering.
What's that animal called?
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like, we're in a new place. And we feel, this was the goal. Like, this was supposed to be safety. We were bringing Gadari here to be fixed. We were bringing Archie here to be fixed. We were bringing Bear here to be fixed. So this should be a time of relaxation.
So we should talk maybe about like all of this improvement that's being done. Or is there anybody else that needs to work on themselves?
No.
I've been working on myself since we left the city.
Oh, I'm not talking about you.
I know.
Nothing wrong with Sam. So, you know, we're here for, it's just a time to be in safety.
I'm not as suspicious of Sam as other people are.
Neither am I.
So you see all sorts of different wildlife that you would never expect. You see,
Are any of them friendly? Do any of them, like, would approach us to be handled?
scritched behind the ears.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
There's a whole flock of green and red and gray birds that like fly down, and some of them land on your shoulder. And they start saying dirty words because they're parrots, and that's what parrots do. You know,
Dirt.
Phil.
tax returns. There's some like scaled animals with long snouts and heavy-looking digging claws.
Dragon.
No, dragon.
Smoto
I saw
dragons.
a dragon.
No.
Anteaters.
Like kind of like anteaters, like small heads,
Oh,
wider bodies.
Yeah,
Pangolin.
that one.
You see large things that look like bear stuffed animal.
They're just wandering around with everything else?
You see some of the androids riding some of the beasts. Some large ones with horns.
Okay.
There is some that seem to be swimming in the rivers that have pinkish skin, long pointed snouts.
River dolphins.
Oh, yeah. Are there any buildings that look militaristic?
No,
Good question.
a lot of the buildings seem to be like dormitories. There's a lot of places for people to live. There's also like stables for some of the animals to live. Some of them like to live like more in the forest or sleep outdoors, that kind of thing. But some of them do like to live in more enclosed spaces.
Are these buildings kind of grouped all
Yeah,
together?
they're like
or are they...
a village, or are they spread out like a preserve?
There are clusters where they are together, but a lot of buildings are off on onesie-twosies.
Do any of the clusters look less well taken care of?
No. Everything seems to be very well maintained.
Then I'm going to start heading towards the river.
Okay. There's a dock.
How's the water feel?
Warm.
Is there a boat?
Yes. It's a small, shallow, bowed boat.
Well, that's right. You wanted to swim.
Swim a little bit.
I say, looking at the water cautiously. How fast is the river flowing?
Good question.
You die. No.
All I do is look!
It's the swamp from Lord of the Rings.
There's a face in there. No, it's not moving very quickly. It's about as fast as a lazy river. Most of like the locomotion for the boat is done by pulling.
Yeah, Sam's going to roll up my pants and kind of just sit on the dock and dangle my feet.
The water feels nice. It's that really clear water where you can see like all of the pebbles down at the bottom. You can see a few fish swimming around.
How deep?
It's about 3.5 feet deep. It feels really, really soothing. Like especially after having worn like your snow boots through everything, like just this freedom to like spread your toes
For
in the
weeks on end.
I mean, is it warm out?
water. Yes.
Because it's heated, geothermal. Sam's going to lay back, feet in the water, and goes off.
What are you doing, Chine?
I'm gonna throw rocks in the water.
Don't disturb the water.
Yeah, I'm just kind of taking it all in.
And you start to hear a commotion
Okay, which direction?
down the road from the medical building.
Okay, I look towards it. What do I see looking that way?
You see a group of individuals coming towards you.
While Julian's trailing, every once in a while he's going to try again to reach out to shade. No. Worse than last time. A 13.
You're feeling so stressed out about the situation.
Yeah.
So they're running towards me. Like, running towards me or just coming towards me?
No, running.
Okay.
Like, flat out running.
Dealing with that group?
Yes, this is the group that's coming looking for Sam.
How loud is it?
Yeah, I reach over and I kick Sam a little bit. Sam,
Sit up. What's going on?
I don't know, but
There they are! There they are! There's the humans!
they're
Where's
after
the-
us.
Can we see Julian in that group?
Go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
Julian would have been trailing behind them. They would have been... I mean, unless he caught up with them, because...
0.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
I don't know why. Maybe we weren't supposed to come here?
Quick, in the boat! In the boat!
Okay, I jump in the boat.
And we push off the dock.
I just grab the pole and start pushing.
Go ahead and make me a physique check for that.
Is there only one pull or are there two?
They're chasing me. I don't know why.
Yes, there's another.
15.
21.
All right, so you're you're pulling down the river at a pretty good clip. Just keep pulling. Just keep pulling.
Paddle faster! I hear androids!
Does Julian see us?
Perception?
Okay.
Oh!
Nope.
An 8.
The target number was 5 because it's pretty easy to see everybody when everybody's pointing at them, going, "There they are!"
Okay.
So yes, you can see them going.
So are they within...
Shouting
Here-
distance?
Hailing distance?
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine if they can hear everybody going, "There they are."
Yeah, you're going to shout out.
I guess I should roll perception.
Go
See
ahead.
if we can hear.
You say, "Hey, Chine! Sam!"
9.
All right, fine. I'll let that happen. I'll let you hear Julian's voice.
Oh no, they have Julian! I'm kidding. I don't know if I did.
I stop polling. I don't stop us. I turn and look, and I start looking for the voice is what I want to do.
Julian's still behind this group. He has no idea why they're after them. Just that they needed to find them. And the rear alarm's going off.
Yes.
So what does Julian think?
What did we do wrong?
Well, no,
Not
because
supposed to come
they
here?
said the other proxies. They know they're not just after Sam. And they're not after Chine. But he doesn't know that they already have Jerr.
Yeah.
No. He doesn't think they actually did anything, considering that the description was proxies plural. If it was one, they might have thought that somebody had done something.
Yeah, Jerr.
What?
There, Jerr. It's okay.
Like I said, we're still drifting downriver at this point.
So Julian is. Can he try and overtake the group, just like past them?
Yeah.
Alright, that's what he's going to try and do.
Sounds good.
Am I rolling running?
That sounds like an appropriate roll. Unless you can think of some other reason to roll something else.
So now's when you really need to correct the shape.
Alright. Gosh, man.
You are not rolling well there.
12.
You're able to get just in front of the group, just as they reach the dock.
Is there another boat?
Yes,
How many other boats?
just one.
I'm just in front of them.
Yes.
I'm hopping in the boat and pushing off.
Yes.
What happens when people don't communicate?
Uh-huh.
While you all are
Running.
pulling away from certain doom,
Question mark?
we're going to go ahead and shift over to Jerr. But before we do that, we're going to take a slight break.
Hey there! My name is Biz, and I'm the Game Master for Throwing Bones Podcast, part of Scald's Tale Network. Here at TB, we aim to produce a show that's diverse and inclusive. We dive deep into the characters, and sometimes things get a little dark, but don't worry, we're also a bunch of goofballs. Get ready for mystery, love, conflict, and something truly human. Listen to episodes of Throwing Bones Podcast at throwingbonespodcast.buzzsprout.com or on podcasting platforms. Let's throw some bones and decide some fates.
And we're back. Jerr, all of a sudden you find yourself in a room with a negative airflow.
Okay.
It's rather stark. Just you in a bed. One wall is like a glass observation wall, and there's a speaker built in above the door.
I thought you were going to check me for infection, not just quarantine me.
We are.
Are you checking me right now?
No. 1 second.
Well, if I'm a danger to anyone, I will gladly stay in quarantine, but I want to know for sure.
A small sliding door opens up underneath the window, the observation window, and you can see like a cuff that looks like it would fit over your wrist up to your forearm. Take the cuff and put it on your right wrist.
What is it going to do?
It's going to check your elemental.
Oh, okay. Out of pure curiosity, how is it going to do that?
The root virus presents itself through a variety of changes. For example, your elemental's wavelength or aura wavelength will change.
Huh. Interesting. I slip the cuff on.
A red light switches over to green.
Hmm.
And you can feel like a warmth emanating underneath your arm.
From the cuff?
Yes. No wires on it or anything like that. But looking through, you can see like the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
They're checking the readouts that's coming from the cuff.
Okay.
How long have you been exposed to the root virus?
So about a month. I've been in contact with the person who has the root virus, healing, trying to stabilize, and help.
Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Well, of course you rolled a 1 on the wild.
Because that was a good roll, except for that.
Yeah.
So I let him.
Oh, okay. Initial tests are coming back with good results,
That's good to hear.
but we need to keep you in isolation for observation.
How long will that take?
About 24 hours.
Okay. One of my goals in coming here with my team is to learn more about healing elementals.
I guess this is a good way to learn how. I think like a little self-experimentation.
Do you know more of how I could work on that?
I'm sure we can figure out a path forward for you once we make sure that you're clear.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is there any food?
We can provide you with some vegetables.
Sounds good.
Hope you like broccoli.
Broccoli is okay.
Ellie. Whole new world. You used to be a person, and now you're a building.
So what you meant to say is I'm building something now.
No. So, there has been no noticeable time passing for you since your core was removed. A part of you had been yelling out a name, and then all of a sudden it stopped. And the next thing you knew, you felt so much better, but you were non-corporeal. It seems like there's a part of you that wants to go looking for something. Someone did you wrong. Your fingers are green with it.
She has green fingernails.
Yes, her fingernails polish is green today. Is there anybody that you can think of that you would consider problematic.
Illix. And Bear.
What do you want to do about that?
I now have control of the building.
You have control of the network, yes.
Yes. Bear, wake up.
I'm going to assume that this would fall under tech. Knowledge. What is your knowledge skill?
Sad and pathetic.
60. Say 60.
2D. Okay. On the fly, GM Fiat, I'm going to say you can roll 4D for computers, because you are a computer at this point.
$16.
Okay. You are able to locate the computers that are connected. They're going to try and isolate you from they're going to try and throw up a firewall to keep you out. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 4D. You're going to go ahead and roll 4D, and we're going to see what happens.
No. 14.
18. So first time, it seems like the programmers are honing in on you. They're throwing up paths to make it harder for you to spread further throughout the building. You can tell where Bear is, but they're blocking your path. You want to try again? Okay. You want to spend a fate point?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Start breaking down their firewall.
Okay. So you're rolling 8 dice at this point against my 4.
Yes. Watch for luck.
Oh. Oh.
Ow.
That is like...
That was a lot of 2s.
Yes! 17.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Too many 2s.
So you're able to slip past the coding that they're trying to block you in with, and you go to wake up Bear.
What is he attached to again?
So Bear has been separated from Serrani, and they are both in their own new bodies that are plugged in, charging up.
Can I see how charged he is?
Yeah, he's about at 80%.
Because he's rebooting, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. 80%.
80%.
So that's enough power to walk around if need be.
Right. But does that mean he loses memories?
If you unplugged him at this point,
Yes.
no, it would have to be something a little more invasive than just unplugging him.
Alright.
Like-
I'm gonna set a command in him to wake up. What kind of plug is this? Is it a mechanic plug that I can unhinge off of him? Is it like a plug?
I was imagining it was magnetic.
Okay.
Like, this port is not something that you would see very often. Like, it's not public knowledge about this kind of thing. So, they don't want it a visible, they don't want an open port. Like, they try to make the bodies without any physical seams, the only one being the one behind the ear. And that's not what they're using here. It's more like a charging plate, you know how the new phones, you can just put on a charging port.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he can just get up himself and stop.
Yes.
Alright.
Even or odd, Jeff?
I'm going to go with odd.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
We're not going to use that? Or, putting me in suspense here. I'm going to tell Bear to wake up
Okay.
and find my location. My android's location. My original android.
Archie? Is that you? Oh my god. I forgot how tense faces were across. Oh. Oh man, that's warm. Oh.
Never mind that. Yes, it's Archie.
Why are you communicating through data feed?
Something happened during my programming. I need you to go fix it.
Okay.
Go find my body. Archie. Find Archie.
Okay. Hey, Serrani's right next to me. You think she should help?
Of course.
Okay. Sarani, Archie wants us to help find him. No. No, you can't. No. All of a sudden you start feeling another barrier coming up between you and Bear. This time it seems like it's coming from Sarani. It seems like she's trying to cordon him off from your influence.
Sarani, I suggest you don't.
I can't do that, Archie. No. You're not even supposed to be in the network right now.
I'm not. Well, Archie's not. I suggest you go help find Archie with Bear.
No, we're not going anywhere.
I'm gonna roll for persuasion.
Okay.
It's gonna be sad, but... Oh no. 29.
At least when you lie, you go big.
7.
I rolled a 1.
Oh man.
I would imagine that this is more of a battle of cybernetic wills here. And Sarani doesn't seem to be able to marshal as much firepower as you, because you seem to be pulling in from other parts of the network. Now that you've gotten past the firewall, you're pulling more resources and more data capacity to put against Sarani's will. So you're able to beat her down, essentially. Let me ask you this. Are you trying to zombify Sarani?
Yes. I want her as my puppet for the time being.
Okay. So you basically force the Sarani personality down and fork an aspect of yourself into the avatar?
Like putting my presence into her?
At least a copy. I don't think you would want to abandon full network.
No.
As an aside, this is mentally one of the hardest GMing things I've ever had to do. You force Sarani down, which is not necessarily surprising because she had spent a very significant portion of time writing as a parasite on another avatar. So she had to do a lot of file compression, essentially. And like part of the charging process for both of them was to recover the full capacity of their memory storage. And if I'm saying things that don't make sense from a computer's perspective, screw it, it's a fantasy world.
That's what my mindset. I don't know anything.
So you are able to force Sarani down, and now you have eyes into which you can see the world. Because before all this, you were just strictly data stream and like security cameras.
As Sarani, I get up, but I'm still in the main system, is what you're saying. But I'm also in Sarani.
That's right.
Okay. Bring
Self-replication is a key feature in any good virus.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the book Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie? It is a science fiction novel where basically everybody is a spaceship. Human entities are brought onto the spaceship and their minds are wiped and they're replaced with subnodes of the overall computer system that runs the spaceship. So there's one point in the book where the main protagonist of the book, who is a subnode of a spaceship, is describing everything that is happening in multiple locations and only using the pronoun I. It is a trippy read. So that's kind of what I'm imagining is happening here, is that Archie is the main network and you have spun a subnode of yourself off into the body that was meant for Sarani.
Okay. As Sarani, I get up, I look at Bear. To him I say, there's no time, let's go find him.
Okay. Alright, Sarani, do you think we should get anybody?
There's no time, we have to take him to Julian, now! Julian's the only one who can help.
Oh. Okay. It's been a while since I've been here. Let me download my... Okay, I've got a map. Let's go.
Okay.
I know Kung Fu.
let's go ahead and integrate our vision. You see the line on the floor, the gold line on the floor? We gotta just follow that.
Alright, let's go, kid.
You don't call me kid.
Nailed it.
Serani, you don't call me kid. You're not Serani, are you? Oh.
Focus, Bear. We have to help Archie.
No. You're not Serani. You're Archie. I don't know how you did it, but you're Archie. What are you doing?
Kid, have I ever done you wrong?
I don't know if Archie would, but Huracan would. Nidok would have.
Enough! Which is coming from the building. The
Yes.
system in the building.
Like all the speakers in the building. And Jerry, you're sitting there and you're like looking at your cuff and you're like trying to figure out what's going on the screen that you can see in the other room. And then all of a sudden it goes, enough! And like all of the lights just...
Okay.
And the door just kind of swings open.
I'm just gonna stay here, where it's potentially safe.
Do you still have your broccoli, or have you gotten that yet?
I got my broccoli.
Nice.
I'm just gonna start eating my broccoli in the dark.
Bear backs away, and you can see him like reaching out, trying to find some of the tools that they use. Like, you need to stay away from me.
Serani's gonna reach out her hand and say, "Please, kid, I need you."
Serani always said, "Don't go with strangers."
Said the stranger who brought kids food and said, "Come with me."
Hop in my van!
Hop into my candy van, my cheese van.
Oh my! You said cheese? I'm there.
I don't think I should be alone. And he's backing towards the door, like inching along the wall, trying to keep as much space between you. He grabs a chair, and he's holding it in front of him, just like backing away as fast as he can.
All right, kid. Then I guess I'm on my own.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people on their own right now. He gets to the door and he turns and he just starts running out as fast as he can. Which is, he's Bear. He can run very, very fast. So we're going to go ahead and cut back to Julian in the pool, in the polars.
So, obviously Sam and I saw Julian as he jumped into the boat and started coming after us.
Yeah. Leaving the group.
Yes, leaving the group.
Standing on the dock.
You said the whole river is... You said it was 3.5 feet deep.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the dock.
At the dock. Okay, so it gets deeper once you leave the dock.
So I'm not going to pull and let
Yeah.
Julian catch up to us.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you catch up to us, we'll jump in.
Should we be
So-
worried about that?
I don't know. That group just ran by and said, "We need to find the other proxies that just came in." I couldn't get any straight answers out of anybody, so I thought it best to try and find you. I was trying to connect and talk to Shade, but I just couldn't do it.
Where's Jerr?
As far as I know, still with Katari.
We're going to have to go back for him.
Yeah.
How do you kill an android?
Taking his power core out.
My understanding that doesn't really kill them, that just powers them down.
Well, that's all we need, really.
Okay.
I mean, apparently you can kill an android. Apparently that's what happened to Ronnie's body.
Alright, so let's go find Jerr.
Well, he's where they came from. So we gotta go back that way. I don't want anybody to just be apprehended, taken without knowing what's going on.
I agree with that.
So we still don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So we need to find out what's going on.
How do you propose doing that?
Could Julian... Probably not. Gonna end well. But this is what Julian thought of first. Could Julian tell what type of core was being put into the chassis for Serani?
Johnny, even or odd?
Odd.
Aaron roll. I feel like you were probably a little distracted by everything that was going on.
Fair enough. I mean, it was just a thought. I mean, Julian's thinking is Serrani's only seems to be the one that's
trustworthy,
giving him the most information.
Yeah.
At this point. So,
If you want to spend a fate point, I can give you that answer.
sure, why not?
What else are they there for? I mean, really?
Air.
So should we go back up the river?
Well, we are surrounded by water, but connecting to Jerr's elemental has proven to be pointless. It doesn't speak even to Jerr.
It's gotta be lonely.
Yeah. I mean, we can try that first. But I don't know if we're gonna. Julian scoops his hand into the water. Anybody?
That'll help. What do I need?
Splish splash.
Scoop my hand in the water?
Yeah, just scoot and then just.
Yep, I hold water in my hand.
Definitely got it. 27, and I needed a 9. Knowing what Jerr's elemental is like,
And 10 for a old bugger.
Julian's gonna reach out.
Okay.
Well, okay, first, what's the general state of mind of the elemental?
Probably feeling a bit worried just because of the
Tired.
situation happening inside the building. A little bemused, a little worried, a little frustrated that nothing's being done.
Alright, so audibly to the group, the Sam and Chine, Julian's gonna be like, okay, good news is, although the elemental seems a little bit frustrated, doesn't seem like it's panicked.
That is good.
Now let's see what happens when I talk.
It sort of stiffens in my head. I'm like, oh, he's talking to me again.
So Julian's going to say to the elemental, it's like, now would be a good time to actually start speaking. We don't know what's going on. These androids seem to be after us. Well, more like after the proxies that were with our group. You would be one of them.
It gives you a sense of illness. Everything that would make you feel sick sort of sends that as an emotion or a form of...
Clarify. Is it trying to communicate?
Yes.
Yeah,
That-
it's trying to
that
communicate
feeling?
that.
Yes.
It's trying to communicate that feeling. That's what the issue is. It's a sickness.
Okay. The first question that popped into my mind, I'm going to say the same question Julian has. He's going to say to the elemental, is that why you're worried? Because you're sick as well?
It's going to stop projecting the sickness. It's gonna go like silent for a second, just to.
So I'm just going to assume that means no.
Yeah.
New sentence.
And Jerry's gonna be like, "Gosh, why did I feel sick? Come on, man, just learn how to talk, would you?" Jerry's just gonna start being frustrated with the elemental and be like, he's trying to talk to you, just talk back. Don't do this whole emotion thing. I know you do that with me and we can get along with it just fine because that's the way we've been for over 200 years. But I mean, just talk to the guy. And you're going to hear, not sick.
Julian does that whole thing. He reaches out and like grabs Chime's shoulders. Like,
What?
it spoke. And he's going to go back to the conversation because he's like,
You really
Your-
talking about?
elemental is not sick?
Not sick. Sickness.
Sickness is the problem.
And you feel a sense of confirmation.
Alright. Wow. Okay.
And Jared, hearing the voice for the first time, is like,
Oh, Jerr heard it too.
"Whoa, you can speak. I had no idea that you could talk."
And Julian's going to be like, all right, this is good information. All right, we're going to work our way, try and come back to you. And he disconnects.
What are you talking about? He speaks.
Jerr's elemental. It spoke. Probably for the first time. Well, at least to any humans.
Okay, I don't get those things anyways, but what's the plan?
They think the sickness is spread.
I know Chine was worried about that too.
Huh.
Back when we first found out that Katari was sick.
Okay.
So they're trying to treat Jerr?
I mean, again, Jerr was more frustrated, or the elemental was more frustrated and not feeling threatened when I first connect to it, so
They're not attacking him or anything.
maybe we should just go back
That's what I said.
and let them know.
That we're all healthy.
Are we?
I haven't felt sick.
Atari didn't feel sick either until
Then look at what happened to
Archie. Yeah, we already know that was something completely different.
it's completely different. It wasn't the same sickness.
No, it was something different. Even Serrani told us that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Julian's going to take the pole and start to steer back towards the shoreline.
Okay, I'll help push us to shore. Look over, Julian. You sure this is safe?
Can you be sure of anything?
Sure that I don't trust elementals.
Well, I'm sure that Jerr's elemental was going to speak for the first time. It wouldn't be something deceptive.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Water tends to be pretty open.
And as they reach the shore, Julian is going to just kind of sit there, put one foot on the boat, one foot on the shoreline that holds it there, make sure it doesn't drift down as other people get off. And he's going to try and connect with air on his own.
Okay.
And since we're dropping fate points, my goal is out the window. I'm dropping fate point on it. Now I roll all these 5s and 6s.
Because you had more dice.
Gosh. 44. And I needed a 24.
24. So I guess you connect. Maybe. Perhaps.
Yes.
And he's going to connect with Shade.
Okay.
Shade is open and willing for talk.
And just listen.
Oh, you're just going to let Shade
Let Shade be Shade.
have their own internal monologue. Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. Hopefully, we'll continue to have fun at the Animal Preserve next time.
Question mark?
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.